Hi, and welcome to Make It Wednesdays. Woohoo! Today is September 16th at 4 o'clock, and today we are making cardboard castles. So you should have picked up your bag of supplies, and we'll take out our instructions and our instruction sheet. We've got 4 pieces of cardboard. We've got 4 tubes or turrets. And let's see, we should have some stickers in a bag. You've got a bag full of stickers, so you can use as many of those or as little as you would want. Bag of stickers. And then you have 1 bag of colored paper. And there's a couple foamies in there. You should have 2 guards, a couple of animals, pets, or for the zoo, the menagerie. And there are 4 toothpicks. Watch out for those. They're very pointy. And a couple of boomerangs for your guards, okay? So in addition to that, you'll need scissors. You'll need tape, some markers. I just have 2 with me today, or you could use crayons. It's kind of up to you, okay? And that should be everything that you need. So if you've got everything, we'll go ahead and get started. So first off, I'm going to take my scissors and grab my tubes, and there are little pencil markings on there, and we're just going to cut up those pencil markings. Just a nice slice. Okay, and you can see right here, I just go right up the line, and it might be a little longer depending on what we need to secure our castle. All right, so just take your scissors and do a nice little line up there. And then when we go to fit them together, you'll find on the cardboard that these have already been cut for you to manage on there. Okay, so we'll take our 4 tubes or turrets, and we'll cut each of those pencil markings. Okay, so hope everybody's doing well today, that school was fun and it's a beautiful day outside. So I'm on my 3rd turret here. All right, there we are. And last one, just those couple of slices. All right, now we should be good to go. So you can spend the next amount of time decorating if you would like. You can decorate your turrets now, and you can also take out your cardboard castle pieces, and you can decide which side you want to be the front, and you can decorate that as well. If you'd like to, you can use the stickers, or I think with mine, I'm going to do drawing bricks or stone on my castles. So I'm just going to use a black marker and do a nice little brick pattern here. I'm going to start at the bottom and just make kind of a little wavy line. There we go. Let's start with that. And then if I go the opposite direction here, that's going to be my bricks. There we go. Okay. So like I said, you could do this with however you'd like. You can use crayons or markers, stickers if you want to decorate it. It's totally up to you. All right, but I'm going to go all the way up to the top here. Yeah. So mine is going to look more like a barbaric castle. There might be some prisoners here. Maybe it's a prison where people were kept. Okay, there we go. I might end up putting some stickers on here as well. Maybe we'll see. So this will be the front of my castle with the door. Okay. There we go. All right, and then I'm going to go with my lines here. There we go. Okay. Almost done with one. There we go. So this is how my castle front is going to look. And then I think I'm going to vary things around so that my front will be like this. And then on my sides, I'm going to choose to go ahead and use some stickers. You should have some dragon stickers in there. I kind of like these. So I'm going to put some of those on my castle. Maybe they're dragons here guarding the back part of my castle. Okay. There we go. I've got 3 dragon stickers I'm going to put on there. And that's going to be the back of my castle. Okay. And then my sides, I've got a couple of knight stickers. I'm going to put those on one side. Let's see. A couple of knights. All right, I might even put some bugs on there. I do have some bugs. We've got butterflies and ladybugs. Ooh, maybe some spiders here on my castle. Okay. I don't know. We might have some ants too, so I'm going to add some ants just for fun. A couple of ants here at my castle. There we go. Okay, so there's a side of my castle, and I suppose you could also decorate the inside, but I'm just doing the outside right today. Okay, so there was the front. Here's the back with my dragons, and then one side with my knights and spiders and ants. And then I think I'm going to do the last one in red. So red bricks on this one for me. Okay. I'm going to choose this side. All right. So I'm just going to draw lines across and make it pretty simple brick. Do you guys know that castles have been around since the 1200s? Isn't that amazing? And we still have Windsor Castle, where the Queen of England currently lives. That it started out as a castle, and it was kind of the first one of this style that we're building. Let's see. I was trying to think of Windsor Castle. At first, the castle was used in the 1200s. 1235, King Henry III received 3 lions from the Holy Roman Emperor Frederick II, and he decided to start a trend and kept his animals in the Tower of London. And that became the first zoo, if you will. They called it the menagerie. And so oftentimes royals would share their animals or give one as a gift for other royals to enjoy. It became kind of a fascination. So there we go. And that's the back of my castle with red brick. Okay? How are we doing today? Everybody doing all right with their castle? So we should have all 4 sides of our castle decorated. The next would be to start in on your turrets. Okay, so with my turrets, I'm going to do a couple of them with stickers, and then a couple other ones will just be red brick. So I'm kind of vary it today. I think I'm going to start out with some stickers here for my first one. Let's see. There we go, so you can see. And I'm going to use some butterflies around the top of my castle. A couple of butterflies on there. Yeah, maybe some bees too. I might want the bees to kind of keep away intruders. Right, I could send out a swarm of bees here to keep them away from my treasures at the castle. All right, so there we are with the butterflies, round of butterflies, and then I'm going to put some more bees on there. So anybody comes up to my castle turrets and they're going to get a big surprise bee sting. There we go. So that's my protection then on that turret. Now on the next one, I think I will do the red brick again. So just with my marker, I'm going to go around. And it's a little tough to do this with a tube, but I think I'm going to roll around right here at the top and go all the way around the tube. I don't know if you can see that. And that's how I'm going to do my lines, okay? So I'm making red bricks out of my turrets. There we go. So we have lots of stories that have castles in them, kings, queens, Rapunzel, all sorts of things. Starting from King Arthur and even before that, medieval times. Hey, last week we made our catapult, and if you have that, you can use that once we build the castle to protect it. So I'm going to just continue here with my bricks. All right, almost to the bottom, and then I'm going to do the cross pieces. Okay, so right now I'm just going around. There we go. So I've gone around my turret, and then I'm going to just make patterns here where I'm drawing from top to bottom. And those are my bricks. All right, I want my castle to be a fortress so that all of my animals can stay and be happy. They'll all be taken care of and stay outside or inside away from the elements. There we go. All right, so one brick turret and one bees and butterfly turret. Next, we've got two more, and I'm trying to think of what else I've got on here on my stickers. I think I'm going to put some ladybugs on the next one. And so, the ladybugs, and why don't I go with ants? Or do I want to do some more bees? I guess I could do more bees. Ladybugs and bees, maybe a spider or two, just to keep the enemy away. There we go. Some ants. Okay. You could actually just color the turrets too. That might be kind of fun. Let's see. So I could have gone over them with crayons, you name it. Oh, we're going to add one spider to this one. There he is. All right. So 3 of my turrets done. And one more left to do. And you know what? I kind of like the red brick, so I'm going to do one more brick one. Okay? I'll try and do this one a little speedier here. Okay. So I do have a castle story for us to read this afternoon after we're finished with our craft. So those of you that are just viewing the recording can check that out whenever you'd like. Okay, the book for today is called The Very Last Castle, and it's by Travis Yonker. And I'll show you the picture in a little while here, okay? It's kind of a neat story. All right, so here I'm going with my bricks, layer upon layer, to make my castle fortress. And I kind of like this, that the lines aren't real straight, because then it kind of looks more like it was made in olden times. It's not even, it's shown some wear, Maybe some other people's catapults have come upon us and tried to knock my fort down, my castle down. All right, we're almost to the top here. And then we'll have everything decorated for today. Then we can get on to our assembly. So I thought the cardboard is pretty hard to cut, so I went ahead and cut that for you guys. There we go. All right, so I have 2 red brick turrets, and then I've got 2 sticker turrets. All right. And I've also got my 4 pieces of castle that I've decorated here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so then we're going to, we can put it together. Okay, so our front here, you can choose which sides you'd like to be sides. And I take 2 cardboard pieces. Actually, you might want to just take 1 to start with and then grab a turret. And we're going to match up those slices in the turret with the slice in the cardboard. Like I said, you might have to get out your scissors again. Looks like this one's a little short. So I'm just going to make that a little longer here on my tube turret. And then it should fit nicely with my cardboard. All right, here we go. So we're going to insert that right into it, and we're going to slide it down onto the cardboard. Just got to make sure it's open enough. And there we go. Okay, so there's my first turret on my castle. And then I'm going to take the next wall and hook that one on as well. Now I have to just check and make sure that I've got it hooked correctly here, because this one, there we go. All right. So we're just going to match up those notches together. And it can be a little cumbersome, but then we can bend it so that we have our wall. Okay. Does look like I might even have to extend the one on my cardboard here. I'm just going to add that. So if you need to, you might have to also do a little bit more of a cut on your cardboard to make that work well. Okay? Yep, and I think this one too. So I hope yours are deep enough. Mine was a little shallow here. So I have to make a couple of other cuts. And if it's too hard to do the cardboard on your own, don't, just ask an adult to help you, okay? So hopefully mom or dad or grandma and grandpa could give you a hand with that. There we go. Now that fits much nicer. All right. So there I go. I've got my front and a side ready, okay? Then I'm going to just work my way around. I think on this back corner, I'm going to add the other brick turret. Okay, so again, just kind of look and see if these are matching up nicely. You might have to cut a little bit of the turret or just deepen the cut in the cardboard. Okay, let me see. He doesn't want to cooperate. All right. Come on, Mr. Turret. There he goes, right down on there. Okay. And then I'm going to grab my next wall. This one is the one I'm wanting for the back. And then I'm also making sure that the outside is my decorated part. Okay. So here we go. We're going to insert that turret onto the next wall. There, and that one's a little tall too, so I'm going to have to just separate that off a little bit, and I'm going to make this one just a little deeper on that cardboard. Okay? There we go. Like I said, the cardboard is pretty thick, So you can also then make a little more indentation onto the turret so that it sits a little better. All right, there we go. And we'll get him lined up right here. There. All right. So now I've got 3 walls, front, side, and back. And then here's my last wall. And I'm going to hook on one of my spider and ant turrets here. Let's see if that'll slide on there nicely. I'm going to have to adjust that just a little bit more. Okay, so I hope I cut your cardboards a little bit longer than I did mine. There we go. I'm going to take a look at this last one too. Yeah, it looks like this one is just a little short. So be careful with those scissors. Make sure you don't cut yourself. That's not fun. Okay? And it can hurt. All right. There we've got our 3 walls. And we're going to hook on our turret to the back corner. And you just have to kind of jimmy it around a little bit. There we go, until it sits nicely. And then our last wall, we're going to hook that on here to our spider turret to keep away our enemies. Okay, there we go. And the last turret to put it all together. Okay, so I'll turn this towards you, and you can see there's matching up our corners, and just have to kind of wiggle it around a little bit so that it will go on there. Sometimes that tower likes to get stuck. Okay, and here we go. All right, so there we go. And right there we go. All right, so I've ended up with my castle. Yay, finally. And hopefully yours is looking well. I like that I've done the colors around the turrets so you can see it both inside and out. So you could have decided then to decorate the inside of each wall. It's just how much time you want to spend. Okay, so one of our last things we're going to do is, don't forget about those 4 toothpicks. All right, let's get those out. Here we are. Careful not to poke yourself. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, set those aside for just a moment. And we're going to get out our colored paper. All right, I gave you little strips of colored paper because we can just take the end, all right, turn it this way. And actually, let me scoot my castle. I can show you this on the table. All right, so you can take the short end and we're going to cut it so that we make a flag. All right, so from this corner, we're going to cut inward, and the same thing from this corner, inward till we meet our point. And then you have a nice flag. Okay, so we're going to do that on both ends of the paper. Corner in, and then the other corner in, and you can make nice little flags. Okay, so I ended up with blue flags on mine, but you could certainly use any color paper you'd like. And we've got 4 toothpicks, so we're going to cut out 4 different flags from each of the corners of the small paper. Okay, so using just the small side here at the corner, cutting in at an angle. And there we go. So we've got our 4 flags here, and we've got our 4 toothpicks. So I'm going to kind of turn my toothpicks which way, or my triangles, which way I want my flags here. And then I'm going to match them up with a toothpick. So this is where the tape is going to come in handy. And we're going to tape each flag onto a toothpick. So you don't need a very big piece of tape. So even just a tiny one, that way it'll go on there and you won't see it from the front. Okay, so then our flag will be all set. Okay, so just secure the flag with a small piece of tape, kind of at the corner. There we go, on this corner, so that it's away from the point. All right, that's where our flag goes. Small piece of tape with our toothpick onto our flag. And if you find that your toothpick doesn't want to stay on there, you can certainly add more tape. I had pretty good success with my tape. All right, and here's my last flag. I ended up with too big of a piece of tape, so I'm just gonna rip that in half. And I think I'm gonna use 2 little ones on this one. There we go. Okay, so there are my 4 flags. Now, each of these 4 flags can go onto our turrets to fly our colors for our castle. So I'm just going to take one of the flags and a little bit so you can see. So on the inside of the turret, we're going to tape that flag just onto the inside of the turret. Okay, here we go. So grab another little piece of tape. You might want to even stick these out on the corner of your table, just a couple of them. And then you can grab your flag, grab your tape, and you are in business with that flag flying from your turret. All right, so we'll get our 4 flags on there and we can fly the colors of our kingdom. Here we go. So just someplace on the inside of that turret, you can secure your toothpick for the flag. Okay, I'm going to put mine at different heights. Note that the breeze is blowing in a certain way so that they're all at different levels. All right. Secure that flag to the back. There we go. And let me get my last flag here. And we'll put that onto our last turret. All right. So here we go. See if I can get this one on here. I think sometimes they're a little temperamental. There we go. So there's my castle today. I don't know how yours turned out. I think I could probably move mine a little bit here. There we go, and it straightens out just a little bit. Okay, in your bag then, I told you you have 2 guards. So here are my guards, and you could just put them in your castle. And like I said, that the very first zoo in London was actually in a castle. It was called the Menagerie of the Tower of London. And they had animals. Some of you, I think, have some kangaroos. We've got some alligators here. And oh, mine ended up with a koala. There we go. Let me see if I can get these so you can see them. There we go. My alligator, my koala, my guards here. And the guards can use their boomerangs to keep away intruders. So the animals that were originally in the London Zoo, polar bears, elephants, eagles, pumas, jackals, monkeys, zebras, alligators, bears, and kangaroos and leopards. I mean, it was huge. These Mott and Bailey castles were basically built up on a mound. So they'd have the castle up on a big steep hill so that you couldn't climb up to the castle. And then in the Bailey part, which is down around at the end or the bottom of the hill, that's where the people would live who supported the king or who worked at the castle. So in 1235, Henry III received those 3 lions from Holy Roman Emperor Frederick II. And that inspired him to start to put together his zoo. So the London Zoo was eventually founded in 1828 with 150 animals of the original menagerie. So just a little bit of history there for you. And so you can choose a name for your castle, like Windsor Castle is our current Queen's Castle in England. So I hope you enjoyed making your castle craft. And then if you want to, from last week, you can use your catapult to protect your castle. So I'm going to move my things around right here. And if you didn't get a catapult, we still have plenty of make it bags to go. All right, so stop by the window and pick up a catapult bag if you want to make one, and you can protect your castle with that. So I'm going to finish up today with our book, The Very Last Castle by Travis Yonker. And you can check this out on your own. Thanks so much, and we'll see you later. Bye! Next week for Making Wednesdays.